At what point did you write For Lovers out of interest?
Remember it clear as day. Um, okay, 1998. Julian had a flat apartment in Highgate, up by Suicide Bridge, just off of that road. And he had we used to record on a little 4-track Tascam. It wasn't. It was an old one. His mum had, and it was tape. And he just got a new one. He just got a new one because we were starting to get together more. But so he had this new 8-track waiting. But we'd done a good recording on this 4-track. It sounded jazzy and good. So I was living in Ealing, staying with my girlfriend, Romana, and we just used to fight. Just constant drinking, red wine, and fight. And you know, if Romana and Pete turned up, it'd be like everyone started to weep and moan. It's like, oh no, end of evening. There'd be the domestics and the police and heavy relationship shit, and broke all the time and full of. Turned up at Julian, still trying. Turned up at Julian one morning, walked in, and I was really, really hungover. He said he remembers. I remember the time, but I see it a bit differently. He said, "No, I had the song." So I played down the guitar. He went to the keyboard and he came up with that da, 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 and that was it. And we ran through it, and he said, and I remember it was 10 minutes later. It was done from start to finish, and we transferred it to the 8-track, and we finished it in about an hour, I think. And the
Okay.
media, right? I said, "That's something." My God, I was a bit shocked, and I was like, "We've got something." We had this manager called Alex in Hampstead. I said, "Called Alex." Alex came down, and he said, "What?" He said, "That." He said, "That's shit." He said, "What about that other stuff?" He was working on some sort of dance, house music. I was like, "No." And years later, he claimed to have written it. It's really funny. But yeah, it was hungover 5 minutes, 1991 autumn day in 1998, about Romana and I and our thing. It's been nice that people get in touch and like it, and I get sent, or I see occasional videos of blokes falling out of pubs singing it. Or
Yeah, my mate walked down the aisle to it actually. It's mad, isn't
What's
it?
your?
My mate he walked down the aisle to it at his wedding.
Oh yeah, I had a couple of those. So it's always really welcome. I like, but of course, I like the song. It's personal. It's for what happened to it. It was great.
What made
Yeah.
you want to get Pete involved with that song?
I was broke. I was a heroin addict. Um, with a history of like disappointment. So in music for myself, I'd sort of gone around and given up, kind of. I was looking for, yeah, a way into the music business, to, yeah, I wanted in, that's to be frank. And I had a lot of songs that I've written, and and demos that I'd listened to with friends and girlfriends, or like I played the occasional gig. And I think it was Ramona who said to Pete, you want to check out my old man's music? Like, he's pretty good. And a lot of Pete's girl fans started listening to some of my music, and I think they said, "Oh, you need to hear this track for Lovers." And I think when he heard it, I don't know whether he said I want to do it or whether they persuaded him or I asked him. I can't remember.
Okay.
It became the thing to do because people liked it around in that little bubble of Amwell Road, which is ironic for anyone living there at the time. Oh, mate. Yeah.
And did he write did he change one of the verses or add a verse or something?
I have to say, I agreed to that because Jeff Travis was really not the biggest fan of mine and quite rude to me and wouldn't refuse to cooperate. Sam would put the stop on the top of the pops if I appeared, and he hated me to be to be straight. He just I didn't really care, but as you say, it took a while to get recorded or come out. There was chaos. I became quite anxious to get this. I needed money to support my lifestyle, and so I agreed to most of what was going on, and even that went on right through the recording. And it was like, yeah, change, yeah. So what? Change the words. The original is, I know there's another place, different lives, other ways. Take me out of this small town. For the lovers we have found. This is for lovers. He, I don't like the reference to prison. I'd never been in prison then, so it was something I think he'd experienced briefly by then. Certainly sounds like it anyway. Yeah, but it's nothing to do with me.